Should I stay or leave the present job?
If you are stuck asking yourself, should I quit my job or stay? You are not alone. Millions of working professionals, especially in India's toxic work culture, are facing this exact career decision right now. Job burnout, lack of career growth, and a broken work life balance are pushing people to the edge. But quitting the wrong way can cost you. In this video, I will give you a clear career advice through the 5-factor framework to help you decide whether to stay and grow or leave with the plan. Save this video and subscribe to this channel.
The fifth of the framework, the factors that I'm going to say, is something that will be mind-boggling. So stay till the end of the video. I'm S.Y. Kumar with over 20 years of experience in group coaching and having helped over 20,000 people over 2,000 plus group coaching sessions. I am here to share with you certain important strategies about staying or leaving the organization. Let me make one thing very clear right at the beginning. There is no universal silver bullet solution or a single solution or single size that can fit everybody, particularly with respect to job, whether to stay or leave. During certain circumstances, leaving may be the better option. So for some, it gives a better possibility to stay back in the same organization. So there is no universal law or rule. With that disclaimer, I'm getting into the session. Let me introduce you to a 5-part framework. So based on which a career professional can take a well-informed career decision, particularly about his or her future in mind, whether to continue in the same job or not. If these 5 considerations are given at the beginning, and if the working professional is able to stay neutral when analyzing these 5 factors, certainly you will be able to take a well-informed decision. Again, let me tell you, there is no right decision or a perfect decision to take. It is circumstantial and it is left to the working professional to choose the best option based on the 5 different factors that I'm prescribing in the framework. Let us get into the first one. Of course, the very first question you have to ask yourself is about the growth opportunities in the present organization. Are you being respected? Are you provided with an opportunity to take up higher responsibilities? Growth in an organization is basically the opportunity that you get to discharge higher responsibilities or more critical job profile that you can or you are being provided with. Do you have a good opportunity for growth? This needs to be the first and foremost consideration. Of course, growth within the organizations or promotions are not determined by one single factor, say hard work or whatever. It's a combination of different factors that leaders consider before giving you a promotion. I have shared critical factors or considerations leaders usually keep in mind while deciding on promotions. So maybe you can take a look at that video also. So once you are sure or not sure about the growth opportunities in the organization, you can start considering about the next factor. The second most important factor is learning opportunities. Are you having enough opportunities to learn new things? Are you being provided with platforms, opportunities, and even in certain cases, financial assistance by the organization for your learning? It could be a certification learning, it could be a master's degree, it could be a structured university-based education, or it could even be a overseas or a OEM-based hands-on training, where you can acquire the required skills on continuing with what your job role is today. So learning opportunity in an organization has to be considered in the second place. The third factor, of course, is well known. Statistics always indicate that the most important reason for anyone to leave an organization is the work environment, or to be precise, the boss. So how is the current work environment? How is your manager respecting your contributions or impact that you are making? Are you having a toxic manager? Or are you looking at something, colleagues and peers, their approach towards you, their interaction with you, whether it is cordial, it is friendly, or at least it is supportive? If not, you need to be considering this as a very important factor. The amount of freedom to take decisions, whether you are being given, or the your boss is willing to give you more responsibilities, which is going to affect the first factor, which is the growth opportunity. This can be the third important consideration, the ambience or the work environment. So this you need to be very careful. Of course, you need to analyze and take this decision from a neutral point of view. Don't get yourself biased, or don't get yourself panicky with one or two interactions not being encouraging. Just wait, give it some more time, and then say, if it is continuing, if it is persistent, and in spite of you taking the issue with your boss or the concerned seniors, if there is no change even after that, then working condition, the boss needs to be the critical reason to consider. The fourth important factor that comes to my mind when career decisions are taken, a simple career decision should not really cause a dent or a downward spiral in your career path. This needs to be the criteria always. I have taken certain decisions in my career. A couple of decisions, if I look back, I have not been well informed to say. For example, I quit one of the organizations that I was working without having a offer in hand. I just convinced myself that I was going to do a higher study, a master's degree, without even checking if I will get a job, get the admission in the university or in the college that I was aiming for. And in fact, my boss at that time, he even asked me, Kumar, do you have admission with any of the universities? I said, no, I'm going to try for this. In fact, I had one particular educational institution in mind, and based on which I took the call. I quit this organization and wanted to do a part-time program in one of the cities that was very favorite cities for me. So I went there, applied for the master's degree, and got there was a selection process. There was a return test. I got selected. I got the appointment card, though it used to come in postal card. So I got selected also. But it was supposed to be a part-time program, and I need to organize or I have to work in a company within 20 kilometers from the educational institution. So there were some friends in the same city, which was a very familiar city for me. So one of my friends offered me a job, of course, without a pay, but with a proper appointment letter and all the inputs that are required for the university to consider. So with all those things, I applied. And there was a final interview. The first selection was crossing the written test, and the second one was an interview. When that attended, I presented the job offer letter from the local industry. Everything was fine. Just about a few weeks before the actual commencement of the program, trust me, the program itself was discontinued. The master's program was discontinued by the institution concerned because there was no good number of responses that were expected. So literally, once I came to know that the program is discontinued, I did not have a proper job, and I cannot pursue the higher studies also. So it became a very big crisis time for me. Of course, there were other options that were available, and incidentally, there was another organization which was genuinely looking forward to taking me in, and then I joined that organization, and I was somehow I was able to manage the situation. But the point I would like to say is, consider the risk and the stability of both. The company that you are working, the industry that you are present, because you will be switching. In case you leave this job, you will be aiming for a job in another institution, another industry. How stable there? Is there, in your organization, whether layoff or any other restructuring is being considered? So such risk factors on both sides, in the organization, whether there is going to be a layoff, the industry growth, the organizational growth within the present organization, vis-a-vis the opportunities that you will get in the other place. If you quit here, you are going to join another organization. What is the opportunity for you to grow there? Whether the industry is stable, if it is a different industry, and of course, whether they're considering any layoff or restructuring per se. So, if an industry, one particular organization in a given industry is going through tough times, most likely that competing industries, companies, organizations also may be going through such tough times. So, analyze all the risks that are in front of you. Even my father used to say, don't leave an organization unless you have an offer letter from another. So quitting is easy, when you are disappointed with your appraisals or there is a toxic environment, and such reasons trigger emotional stability. So if you take such a panic or a ad hoc decision without thinking yourself through about the risk and the stability of the opportunity that you are looking forward outside vis-a-vis what is available inside, it could be a not so good decision for you. So always consider the risk and the stability of both the present organization as well as the organization that you. So now coming back to the factor in the framework that I'm prescribing, it's the backup. What is the backup you have? The moment you quit a given organization, the present organization, what are you going to do? Number one, do you have an offer? Do you have an opportunity to join another organization or pursue your career with higher studies or whatever that I was mentioning to? But is it really a good backup? Number one. Number two, the financial backup. How many months can you sustain without the monthly salaries that you used to get? Are you the single breadwinner, sole breadwinner for your family? If you are, then you have additional reasons to consider your decision. You cannot afford to have a break. So do you have a financial contingency fund that can take care of the time that you require to move to the another organization? And in fact, the financial backup, availability of the financial backup or otherwise should give you the mental stability, the emotional stability that you need before taking a decision. It's not about getting stuck because of our monthly commitments or EMIs or a lack of financial backing. I'm not asking you to immediately consider finance as the only factor, but unfortunately or fortunately, this becomes the most important factor. So you need to take care of, consider whether you have the financial backup for that many number of months. Suppose you feel that you will be able to get a new job within 2 months, my recommendation will be to keep a financial cushion of at least for 3 times, which is 6 months time, because of the uncertainties that we are facing today. So look at this fifth factor, and this is, in my opinion, can give you the make or break decision as well. So the common mistakes one should avoid is don't take decisions in an emotional outburst just because the environment is going toxic. For a couple of occasions, your manager doesn't respect you, the peers are not supporting you. These are emotional disturbances. When you are emotionally disturbed, don't take a decision. At least defer it till you are able to balance yourself emotionally and then take well-informed decision. So for your decision to be well-informed, consider these 5 factors one by one from a neutral point of view. I wish your decision whether to stay or leave, following the decision guide that I'm talking about. For example, stay if you have opportunity for growth, opportunity for learning, and you are respected, your manager is willing to support you. If you don't get the growth opportunities in your insight, and there is absolutely no learning possible, you are being denied your time or the focus that you require to learn new things. And of course, toxic environment, making the work environment completely unacceptable, then maybe you need to take a decision to leave the organization. But again, keep the risk outside, risk inside, and the financial backup also in mind. If these 5 factors are factored in, if you consider these 5 factors, you reflect, you speak up, you reflect on if there is something not good, you reflect on what is not good, you speak up, you go and talk to the concerned people. If it is related to your manager or seniors, if the discussion also is not leading to something positive, and explore all the opportunities and avenues that are available to you, and then act with enough clarity. The clarity is the final word I would like to say. Be clear on whatever decision that you are taking. If possible, even write it down, the pros and cons, staying on one side, leaving on the other side. Weigh it from a neutral point of view. Then you act with clarity. That can give you enough, I would say, room for you to be recession proof. You will not get stuck. Your career will never take a downward turn. I'm always looking at a longer term as a career, not the job that you are in. So look at these options, reflect, plan, act, and then review it, evaluate which is going right, which is going not so right. Career decisions need directions, not emotions. Don't jump into any type of conclusion based on your emotional dynamics. I'm sure you found this video useful. Use it whenever you need to take a decision, whether to leave or stay in the present organization. Please do share it with your friends and maybe colleagues and relatives that may be in such a situation. So please do share. On this channel, I'll be sharing much more on career strategy, the practical steps that you can take in order to surviving the corporate life, growing in your career strategically, and of course, securing your career in the process without stress and anxiety. Subscribe to my channel and watch out for more videos to follow. Thanks for watching.